Buff Nation, what's going on? Trying to give you some late night radio. Thought I'd switch up the music right now. How are y'all doing tonight? This is my radio voice. DMVU, what's going on, man? Saw that Cormani put out a video earlier today saying, I am the standard. So today, I'm going to take a look at some of his competition, DJ McKinney. Feel like I should be hosting an R&B radio station, something like that. But you're listening to Radio David Talks Buffs. What's going on? I love CC. Anyways, enough of that. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. I've been enjoying doing some of this amateur film breakdown. You know, some of these players, they don't exactly have a ton of highlight reels or anything like that put up on YouTube. So, hey, even if we can just get a cut up of, you know, half of some of their games, I mean, that's better than nothing, just to get an idea of what these players are bringing to the Buffs. And yeah, I got to say, I think that there's a lot to like here with DJ McKinney. Now, I'm going to be honest, the only game I got right now of him with the all-22 tape is against Texas. So, and y'all know that was an absolute blowout in the Big 12 championship with the Texas Longhorns just absolutely destroying the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But went ahead, went through all of his plays. I marked a handful that we can take a look at. I do want to say he wasn't thrown at a lot. Was thrown at 4 times, gave up 1 catch for like 8 yards. It was on this little slant route to Jadavian Sanders, their tight end, number 0. And the biggest thing that I noticed, biggest takeaway that I had right now after watching this game fully through is that Texas ran their stuff pretty much opposite of wherever DJ McKinney was at. They were using or stretching the field, you know, a lot of east-west stuff, but for most of the time it was going away from wherever DJ McKinney was at. I think that's pretty interesting that, I mean, they put up like 40, 50 points in this game, and it didn't really happen targeting DJ McKinney. So we're going to go ahead, dive into some of his tape. Again, I think he is a talented young player, starter at Oklahoma State, and I think he will be challenging Cormani for that other outside cornerback, that number 2 cornerback position. That's how most of us talk about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Would really appreciate a like if you like what I'm doing. And of course, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah. Okay. Right. We're good. I'll probably check back after this first play just to make sure everything's running. But yeah, Dex, before I get started, you're totally right. Cormani's working because he knows he's got McKinney there, wants to take his spot. Absolutely. It's going to be quite a battle between these two. So let's get to it. First play here. For some reason, McKinney wasn't in there on the first drive of the game in which Texas went down and scored. I'm not sure why that reason was, being a starting cornerback. I know that normally sometimes that happens. Guys are held out of series for whatever reason there is. Maybe there's some disciplinary stuff, but I don't really know why that was the case. Maybe there was an injury. They were testing something else out. It didn't work, but he got in here on the second drive, and he remained in here the rest of the game. So you'll see here, kind of set up this little screenplay to Xavier Worthy, and he's being blocked by A.D. Mitchell right here. And this is something where I think it's an area of growth for him. He did have, I think, 6 tackles in this game, something like that. And again, as a young player, sometimes you'll deal with some inconsistencies in tackling. That's one where you really wish he would have been able to get Worthy out of bounds. Sometimes it's just misjudging the speed or whatever. But let's take a look at it from this angle here. And I do have this on slightly slower speed just for copyright reasons. That's why I do pause. Probably held there. Looks like it. But you don't really want to see him giving up on that early. So tough couple plays for McKinney starting out. Again, a lot of what he was doing was providing some zone coverage. Sometimes they were in cover 3. Sometimes I'm guessing he was just responsible for a certain, side of the field with some of these formations. But again, they didn't throw at him a lot. So some of the stuff that I have for us to go through, it's probably not the most exciting stuff, but I think it shows that he's capable of providing very good coverage. He graded out better in coverage than any of our other secondary members this past year outside of Travis Hunter. 538. Let's take a look here. And I think this might be another run play. See, they bring Whittington in motion. You can see running back here. I think that's blue. And this is where you just wish that he would kind of takes a awkward angle here. Just doesn't look set or ready to wrap him up in the open field. It was a rough start in terms of the tackling category for McKinney, but he definitely ends up improving as the game goes on. And that's a tough one because, again, you don't want to give up the total outside. You got safety help here, but does the best he can. You'd still like to see him take a dive there, but easier said than done. Let's go ahead and move to a good tackle because I don't just want to show lowlights. That would be rude of me. 631. Okay. Again, lined up here up top, this time against A.D. Mitchell. I think he provides some good coverage over the top there, but Quinn Ewers, this is what they did a lot. They would have their guys run deep, and they would really take advantage of these linebacker on running back mismatches throughout this game. But this is the physicality I like to see. Bam, right there, finishing him at the sideline, knocking him over. That's what he's capable of. It's just about making sure we get more consistency from him with that. I think similarly to Cormani, we've seen him show the capability of being a really good tackler. It's just about the consistency, making sure he's taking the right angles and all that. Let's get to 1355. Think we'll see some zone coverage here. And here at the bottom, I have a tight end here in motion. Think this is Xavier Worthy. If you aren't familiar with the Texas Longhorns, their starting wide receivers, Xavier Worthy, A.D. Mitchell, and Jordan Whittington, they will all likely be draft picks in this year's draft. A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy, I mean, they could be late first-round picks or somewhere in day 2. Very talented. But I like here how he identifies where this tight end is going, but still keeps his eyes on the quarterback just to figure out what's going on. That was at least covered enough to where Quinn Ewers didn't feel comfortable throwing it. And we don't really get a full look at this play from this angle, but it is what it is. Go to this next play here. Coverage on Worthy. Really good coverage. Quinn Ewers does a good job of getting rid of this ball. I'm guessing this tight end was probably his first or second read. Got rid of that really quickly, but McKinney does a good job of sticking on Worthy right there. Again, Worthy, one of the best wide receivers in the nation this past year. And we'll see them lined up again right here. Again, Quinn Ewers, I mean, he's not even looking DJ McKinney's way. But you can see McKinney is just blanketed all over Worthy. And guys, I mean, this is a lot easier said than done. But yeah, look at that protection Ewers has. Able to stand in there all day and just throw to a wide open Whittington. This is the kind of stuff that I'm hoping we see more of from Shedeur Sanders this year in that offensive line. Let's go to 17:05. We can see McKinney lined up against A.D. Mitchell. So Worthy is more of that twitchy, speedy burner wide receiver. A.D. Mitchell's more of that NFL prototype X wide receiver, right? We can see this matchup again right down here. Bring Worthy in motion. Tight end in motion also. Play action fake. He's looking downfield. And this one, excuse me. This was one of the throws, I guess, against him. Obviously, pretty good coverage on AD. There was miscommunication between Quinn Ewers and AD Mitchell here. AD Mitchell kind of runs a little curl, and Quinn Ewers is throwing that thing over the top. So, hey, some of the option route stuff that Shedeur was talking about, maybe it showed up right here with the Longhorns, with Mitchell reading a different route than Quinn Ewers. But I think that's kind of interesting how AD didn't want to challenge him, McKinney, over the top. Yeah, just not even close. Thought that was pretty interesting. I got another one marked here at 18:10. This might be a negative play. We'll see here. Okay, so they bring Whittington in motion. I think this is A.D. Mitchell again right here. Oh, yeah, this is a route that Mitchell wins on. It's not thrown to him, though. This is a real nice route from Mitchell. He's going to cut back inside right here. Does a good job of understanding his leverage. And then the corner comes in. It's almost like a pick route. But it's thrown to Whittington over here. Completely out of the picture. All right. Let's see some more work in the run game. This is what I like to see with him not giving up the outside contained to this run play right here. And here's McKinney. Sniffs out the run play. He's going up against Zay Worthy with this. Right there. I guess maybe he gets a hand on him. I was thinking of another play. I'm sorry, y'all. But from this angle, it looks a little bit more impactful. He would have been there for the hit if he didn't fall over. Yeah. So good run support. All right, let's take another look here at 1952. Yeah, here you had him lined up against Worthy in the slot. And this one is just kind of thrown inaccurately by Ewers. Kind of an awkward looking play right there. Just the timing of it was off. See McKinney coming in motion at the bottom of the screen. Providing some coverage right there. I don't know if that was the best coverage, but incomplete nonetheless. 22-47. Down here at the bottom. Going up against Xavier Worthy. I just had this written as good coverage. So, yeah, this might be a little like cover 3 look. These guys back here. And this one is just thrown nowhere near Worthy. I think Ewers takes a hit as he throws this. Oh, I went to the wrong play. My bad. Okay, 24-13. Let's see some more run support. Again, down here at the bottom, going up against A.D. Mitchell. This was the other one I was thinking of. Okay, little screen play here to the running back. They get Whittington out here with A.D. Mitchell. This is set up really nice. What I like here is that McKinney doesn't give up the outside. He knows he's got help inside, and he holds that edge really well, forcing the play back inside. And ideally, this is a play that goes for no gain, but the running back does a really good job of breaking some tackles and getting upfield. You can see another look at that. Does a real good job there dealing with Whittington. You just wish one could have gotten him down right there. $27-25. Here he is up top, going up against AD. Good coverage here. Sticks with him. Ewers took a look at him, I believe, earlier in the progression, but ends up throwing to Zay Worthy right over here. Again, a lot of Quinn Ewers' completions were towards the other side of the field that DJ McKinney was on. They did not target him often. I think he only had 2 accurate targets, so to speak, against him, but 4 total, which he provided good coverage. Only allowed 1 reception, which was an 8-yard reception. Okay. Let's go to 37-12. And I'm not showing all of his snaps, but just some ones that I thought stuck out to me. Again, a lot of what Texas did, they were utilizing east-west away, stretching the field away from wherever McKinney was. I thought that was pretty interesting. But they were able to have a lot of success with the run. Going up against AD again, provides a nice jam here, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Quinn Ewers isn't able to target, but able to escape for a first down. Take a look at that one again. Might this be illegal contact? Who cares? Wasn't thrown. All right, here's the only catch of the night. And this is so funny because I actually thought McKinney, this was some of his best coverage too. 38-15. I think this was just really good ball placement by Quinn Ewers. A really good catch by Sanders. Again, you'll see McKinney down here at the bottom of the screen. Dealing with Sanders. Runs like this kind of wide post. Quinn Ewers gets rid of it right now. DJ McKinney's breaking towards the target. Gets his hand up there. See? Gets his hand up there, but it's just perfect ball placement for Sanders. And good job with McKinney bringing down a big-time tight end. Sanders will probably be a second-round tight end in the NFL draft. But really good ball placement here from Quinn Ewers. Again, that hand's right in there, but completed. Thought that was pretty good coverage. 39-50. We just got 3 more plays, I think. And curious to hear y'all's thoughts on your first impressions. This is my first time taking a look at him. Where's McKinney here? He's up here up top against AD Mitchell. Some good coverage here. Able to stick with him. Hand fighting. But of course, they're running the play away from him. Dumping it off to running backs. Running backs were used a ton in this game, in the passing game. But you see McKinney line up sometimes in the slot. I also saw him move over to safety, kind of providing like a cover one look, sometimes based off of like if they had all their wide receivers on one side or not. And he was on the opposite side, he'd kind of move into like a deep safety role, which I thought was kind of interesting. 40-20. It's this next play. They're in a 4th and 1. And this might have been the 4th and 1 stop I was thinking about. Nope. You can see Sanders gets the ball up front and really nice tackle there in open space. First down, though. Maybe this is how we use Shimon a little bit. But getting his head in there, throwing his arm in there, trip him up. Good tackle. 42-20. This was another play that I really liked. Here at the bottom, going against AD Mitchell. I believe it's AD. But I like the coverage here. The pass play doesn't go towards him at all. But, or this was a running back that motioned out. But I don't know if it's pass interference. But yeah, he lays him out. No penalty. But I like to see the physicality, okay? We need more of that just consistently brought by DJ McKinney here at Colorado. So, yeah, with this play, I don't really know what to make of it other than I like it. You found AD Mitchell right there. Yeah. There they are fighting there at the end. And I think I just have one more play. 43-19. I had this one labeled yikes. So see him in the slot right here. Oh yeah, and this is where it's just run right at him. And he has a really hard time getting off this block from Jordan Whittington, who's almost the size of kind of like a small tight end there. You can see Whittington. I mean, he's one of the better blocking wide receivers in this year's draft as well. But similar to Cormani in some ways, can have trouble getting off of those blocks sometimes. And this was definitely the case. Went for a touchdown here. Yeah, I mean, Whittington just does a really good job. You know, he's very vertical, just kind of stood up real easily. So sorry for ending this on a negative play with DJ McKinney, but I think overall he's a player that is I don't think any of y'all are expecting him to be a complete player coming in here right now. I think that from the first look, I think he definitely has potential to excel in coverage. I think right now he's probably a better coverage player than a tackler, even though he graded out pretty decently for the tackling in this game. But yeah, you would like to see him improve. And some of the things that we've talked with Cormani about getting off blocks, making sure that he's providing that consistency in the run game or in the open field tackling. So, but again, another 6'1", 6'2" guy. I think he measures 6'2". Another lengthy corner who can play outside. This is going to be substantially helpful for depth in our secondary. And again, I think he is going to compete with Cormani for that starting outside role. No doubt. Excuse me. So with that being said, I'll get to some of your comments, and thanks for hanging out with me. What's up, legend? Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, this year's going to be a great year. It's going to be a lot of fun. What's up, her moments? Dex, I got a feeling Cormani's going to show out in the spring game. Well, hey, I have high expectations for him this year. Right now, I project him as that starting cornerback opposite of Travis Hunter. So, yeah, I got expectations for him to take a substantial leap. And McKinney could do that same thing too. But definitely super high hopes for Cormani. Rad Daddy. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. RJ, thanks for tuning in, man. This is my guy, most underrated portal signing this season. Yes. Let me read you. If you're not familiar with like his statistics this year, really good stuff at Oklahoma State. Again, overall graded out above a 70 with the coverage grade. That puts us, if you want to compare it, like that's above everybody else that we had outside Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter had a really good year. And I think with an improved pass rush and improved front seven, you'll see everybody's coverage grade improve. But this past year, almost 600 total snaps. Phenomenal stuff, okay? Let's see here. 32 solo tackles, 7 assists, 7 misses. 11 stops, that's when you're tackling a defender or an offensive player as the defender to get a stop on third down or fourth down. So coming up with some clutch tackles, that's great to see. Reception percentage, 45%. Let's see here. 5 pass breakups. That's great. And again, you can see utilized mainly on the boundary corner, 479 snaps, but also played a little bit in the slot, 25 snaps, a little bit in that safety position, and then sometimes used in the box as well. So, yeah, I think that he's a player that provides some good versatility. They say he's 6 feet on here. I've seen 6'1". I think he must be at least 6'1". We don't target corners that are under 6 feet. Yeah, 6'2". That's what Google says. So I'm gonna go with it. Everyone's measurements is all over the place though, but we take a look again at some of the opponents that we'll be facing this year. I don't think we face Iowa State, but has played Kansas State, Cincinnati, okay, UCF, Houston, BYU. Oh, wait, we don't play BYU this year. But yeah, familiar with the Big Ten. I think this was his redshirt freshman year. Yeah. So had a little bit of time in 2022. So this is a third player essentially going into his third year. He could definitely take a nice jump here as well. But I think that this is a very underrated ad. Again, good corners are hard to come by, and I think he's a good one. So let me get back to your comments really quickly. RJ, when I watched his film, he reminded me a lot of Omarion Cooper, above average, good run support guy, really good downfield one-on-one situations, very good with his hands at the line of scrimmage. That's awesome. I will need to find some more tape of him in other games because they didn't have him like jamming anybody or like pressing against any of these receivers in this game. But I would love to see what he can do kind of in close quarters like that. So that's great to see. Yeah, I think whenever he was providing coverage over the top throughout this game, it was never thrown his way. He did a very good job with those one-on-ones, those like go routes, I guess you would say, with A.D. Mitchell and Zay Worthy, all of that. And yeah, I think that he's a guy when you have almost 40 tackles on the season, you are proficient in tackling. Again, just going off of this tape with Texas, you see a little bit of inconsistencies, but he's a young player and it's also Texas. Like they whoop their butts. But I think that this is a really good player, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him this year. That's for sure. Okay, Shirley, thanks so much for tuning in. Chanel, all day. Dark Side Dave, that's right. I'm not Dark Side today, or at least right now. We'll see. We'll see what else happens. But thank you for tuning in, y'all. I'm hoping that I can get some more Oklahoma State tape. Trying to, especially now that it's kind of the lull of the off season, trying to dive in deeper to just see what we got with a lot of these transfers that are coming in and give you guys at least somewhat of a look of what they bring to the table. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit a like if you like this sort of thing, and please consider subscribing if you want more Buffs content. We're on the way to 7,000 subs. Isn't that just amazing? So appreciate you guys as always, and Sco Buffs.